Panic then, I just was going live and the thing was spinning and it wasn't happening. And I thought, oh no, first time going live on LinkedIn and I'm going to have problems. But no, we're not. Good to see you. Come and join us. We're going to have a great time today. We are actually streaming out to YouTube and LinkedIn. Let me know in the comments. I can kind of see in the comments where people are. But I'm interested to see. This is a slight aside, really. I'm interested to see quite how LinkedIn is going to work for us. And we're actually going to do another live on Friday, very much talking about what was our experience like using LinkedIn. So Owen's sitting over to the side of me doing having a look in the group. He'll be kind of giving some feedback on what he thought to it. But yeah, so it is very exciting. Hey, Tim, thank you. YouTube is Talk Funding. I do know your name. I'm trying to think who it is behind there. Maggie, Vic, Lavoy, is that? Valerie, come on. Valerie's on both. Of course you are. Motti Boyo, good to see you. Yeah, Owen's here, Valerie. Ecam are in the house. Thank you. Rob Charles, Brian, Alan, there we go. Shishong, Victor. Coulter, Christina, this is fantastic. It's lovely to see you all here. It's actually been a little while since we've done a live like this, and for good reason. We actually spotted, I think it was only that I was talking to Katie the other day that she mentioned that had I spotted in beta that this new feature had arrived, and I hadn't, and I was super excited. In fact, I'd only just been talking the other week to somebody saying, don't go buying Loopback just yet, because I don't think it's too far away that this feature is going to be coming. But hey, I never expected it to come quite as quick as that. And so today we're going to be talking about this new feature that is in beta. But those of you that are used to beta know that it's very stable and it doesn't take long for things to come out of beta and then to be coming into the full product. So maybe if you're catching this in the replay, by the time you're watching it, it's already in the main thing and you're going, what's he on about? Beta or beta? Someone's going to shout me out for it. Bill's here, Katie, Peter, Neil, fantastic. Pro Magic Academy, liking it. Of course it is. Yeah, how you doing? So anyway, let's have a look at this. So we've got a brand new feature here, which is our virtual microphone. Who's excited about this? Literally, I think it's just been today or yesterday it came out. A couple of little bugs with it, but today I think we're all good and we're all stable. And I just want to talk through it because yeah, this is a feature that really comes up time and again. I run the Ecam Live Academy, a training event that we've had 1,500 people go through now. In fact, more than that, because a lot of you, like Valerie, tend to come back around multiple times. So we've probably had about 2,000 people in those training sessions. And time and again, one of the biggest questions is, how do I do Ecam into Zoom? And we tend to come into problems, and there are things that come up along the way. So this today is going to be a huge step forwards for that. For those of you that want to be able to do it, I'm really excited to jump into this. So if you're not already on Ecamm's beta, you just need to head to ecamm.com/beta. We'll put a link in the description to that if you don't already know it. I'm sure Owen or Katie could pop that into the chat anyway. And it is a totally separate installation. Just to point out, this isn't going to mess up your current installation of Ecam. I've got two icons sitting down the bottom. One is the regular Ecam and one's the beta version. But honestly, I tend to use beta all the time. Incredibly stable, and I want those new things that are coming out. I don't want to wait. So definitely recommend you grab a copy of the beta version. This is also a pro feature. So if you're on the standard plan, but you're looking at this, and I'm guessing, to be honest, if you're already using the virtual camera and you're going out to Zoom and things, you're already going to be on the pro plan. If you're just getting a taste of this and maybe you didn't bother because the audio wasn't working, you can upgrade within your control panel up to the pro plan, and it will let you see all of this. So you do need to be on the pro plan, even though it's beta. And yeah, all right. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Thank you, Owens. Pop that in there. Great New Year's gift from Ecamm, says Paul, isn't it just? Super excited for this. So what is it? What are we talking about? And who should be excited about it? Well, if you're just doing kind of regular live streaming to Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn, you're not really going to need this. But the people who are going to be jumping around the room right now, super excited about this, and you can see them in the chat there, all getting excited, are those that want to be able to go out to Zoom or MS Teams or any other platform or destination, maybe a webinar platform, where you can use a virtual camera. So that's where we've been. Zoom has been by far the biggest one of those. People that just want to do their support calls, maybe their webinars through Zoom, various different reasons why you're using Zoom, but you've come to love Ecamm and all the cool things that you can do over here. And you've been saying, how can we take this across to Zoom? So for you guys, this is massive. So let me know, actually. Hey, Sharon. Yeah, so glad to see this. Definitely. Let us know. Tell me if you're using Zoom at the minute, Ecamm to Zoom. Give me a hands up, or maybe you're using MS Teams or something like that. We did actually do a video on MS Teams because there is a bit of a hack or a little workaround you need to do over there. So if you want that video, shout and Owen can share you that. Rach, can you see this? Rachel is watching from her sunbed. So while Owen and I are hard at work over here, Rachel and Lauren are in Fuerteventura having a cracking holiday. So greetings, Rachel. Right, so yeah, let us know if you're Zoom user. Yeah, Zoom and Teams. So there's a good few of you that are using this that this is relevant to then. Good. Right, so I'm saying anywhere that you can use a virtual camera, but we're not talking about a camera here, are we? But the challenges have been that when people are using the virtual camera from Ecamm, and bless, I see this time and again, people come on and go, what's going wrong? I'm using Ecamm. I've got all my scenes and that made up in Ecamm. I'm using the virtual camera. It's great, but I play a video and everyone goes, we can't hear it, or it's really quiet. And people haven't kind of grasped that the virtual camera is purely the visual and not picking up any of the audio. So yeah, you might find that you get it. Someone just the other day went, oh, it's okay, it comes through a bit quiet, but it works. Well, all that's happening there is your microphone is hearing your speakers, and that is what it's playing through. So it's not a good way to be doing it. It's not going to be good quality. The workaround that we've had to do, and let me just point out as well, this isn't just, yes, we've got the camera going out. It's not just hearing the microphone, but it's basically all the things that you would be doing inside of Ecamm. So maybe you've got it set up with a nice little intro timer, countdown, playing some music, or you've got some music playing in the background anyway, or you want to play a video clip, anything that there is audio coming out of Ecamm that normally you can hear through your speakers as it's playing out. We haven't been able to send that across to Zoom without using a third-party tool like Loopback, or Black Hole is another one. I've got no experience with that, but I've been using Loopback, and it has done a good job. You know, definitely it's a good tool, but it's another £120 that I've got to be paying out, and it's another complication. It's another kind of thing that you've got to set up, get your head around it. There are different people telling you different ways to set it up. It's way easier that Ecamm have now just built this thing in. And the other big feature that I think as well, the other, for me, we've been, we've been using I need to stop looking. I'm kind of looking at comments, but I'm also having a look at this, seeing Gene's still using Loopback. Yeah, for sure. One of the other main issues for this has been, for me personally, I've been kind of trialing out a new microphone over here. This is a Shure MV7. Sorry, MV7. I'm putting too many digits in. Using this Shure MV7 microphone, and I've been a bit reluctant to sort of pull it out and put it on here because fair enough, in Ecamm, I can put an audio delay in there, but as soon as I bring this over into Zoom, it hasn't been doing that. So I've had to get loopback for that reason more than for getting sound effects and things like that. I just wanted to be able to use this microphone, which is USB. If you know me, you know that for years I've been really sticking with saying, no, we have our microphone is plugged into the camera. It all comes across because we don't want sync issues. And so this has been a huge hurdle for me and something I've been back and forwards to Shaw talking about this when saying, yeah, but it doesn't work. Or how can I fix it? So I've been fixing this with loopback and I'm super excited that I don't need to do this anymore. So basically what this is, after a load of waffling, is Ecamm are now giving us a version of loopback, if you like, built into Ecamm. So we can now send video and audio from Ecamm. So our whole presentation in Ecamm, the visuals, the audio side of it, we can now send over to Zoom and not have to do any tweaking or playing with it over there. We can just have a fantastic presentation. We're actually going to be doing a live on, well, actually, no, we're not. I'll hold on to that one. In 2 weeks' time, we're going to be doing a live, some special training for you, talking about how to really up your game on Zoom using Ecamm. And this will be a huge part of it. So yeah, there we go. Let's have a look at some of these questions before I keep rambling on over here. Some love for the MV7 for sure. Yeah, loopback, not money wasted. Yeah, absolutely. There are many uses, and there will be things like, if you were doing an interview, for instance, over here in Ecamm, you are still going to need to use, if you want to be having people talking on the Zoom call and the audio coming back in for your guests to hear, you are still going to need loopback. Loopback is a great piece of software, says Valerie. Yeah. Yeah, it's just, doesn't it just make sense, Valerie, to have it all here in one place, working together? Yeah, Ecamm and Zoom. Yeah, Brian, we will be telling you about that. That will be next Friday, and we're going to do a weekend little, yeah, what are we going to call it? A boot camp, a training session over a weekend. Gene says, love the excitement. Yeah, too right. This is fantastic. What else have we got in here? Only you spotted anything that I should jump back to? Guys, if you got any specific questions, I should have mentioned this. Steve is well trained on this. Look, he's got a Q in there. If you could put a little Q rather than it being a comment. If it's an actual question, let's have a look at that and come back to you. Is that right? Owen's just saying out of 40 people, it's been 50-50 as to who's been using loopback. Interesting. So yeah, that's kind of what this is. The excitement. Yeah, this has been a big deal for those of us that are using, I'm using Zoom. Wow, I probably do 10 Zoom calls a week, support calls and one-to-one calls, things like that. And I've been having to set this up. I confess, there's a couple of times last week when I've finished a support call with a customer and I've kind of gone to close this down and gone, I wasn't even on the right microphone. It's just another thing that I've got to set up, and when I'm going, I just don't want this. And yeah, I'm genuinely, it's one of those things that now it's here, you go, how have we done without this? So let me just talk through nice and quickly and easily with you then, quite what's, we've said how this works, what it is in practice. We are getting a couple of questions before I jump into that then. So Stephen says, just installed Ecamm vMic, but haven't a virtual mic, but haven't tried it yet. Any sync issues? So no, this is the thing, Stephen. Well, I'm going to show you how to set it up so that you're not having any sync issues. All right. And this is the whole point for me why I'm using this is I want to be able to get this going so that when I'm out on Zoom, there aren't any sync issues. So let's just talk about this one. Firstly, we will I'll share my screen and oh, I haven't got. Yes, I have. There it is. Right, let's go into live demo mode. Don't worry about that. We don't need the system audio. Let's show you over here what we're doing. So in order to get to this, I can zoom into the top here. We're looking in this output area, and where you used to have virtual cam, we still have virtual cam, you've now got virtual mic in here as well. If you're just downloading this for the first time, you're going to have it'll be down here. These will be grayed out and it will say install virtual mic. And you're just going to need to go over to your system preferences. It will send you there. It'll just need to give permission for Ecamm to be able to access this. It'll be okay. Come back over here, and then it is just this toggling on and off of a virtual mic. And you'll see that it's there because you've now got this mic output as well as your camera over here. Now, you were just asking there about sync issues. Who just said this? Stephen was just asking about sync issues. This is exactly why I'm using the virtual mic feature. So forget about the virtual mic for a minute. When I'm in Ecamm, and if I'm going to turn off this mic delay, because my camera is coming across HDMI and my microphone is a USB input, there's a slight delay. The mic isn't quite catching, it isn't quite, or the mic's getting there faster than the camera is. And there's a fantastic feature in Ecamm that allows us, so if I come up here under audio, see down here, mic delay. And what it allows me to do is, and the way I would do this and recommend you do this is to, where mine says finish down here in this bottom corner, when you're not on a live, it'll be like Facebook, YouTube, and all your options. And at the bottom, it will say record only. And you can actually just do a recording. And what I say to people is click record, bring this up, and just talk into this with your microphone and your camera and say, this is me talking without any mic delay. And then I'd slide it across and I'd say, this is me talking with mic delay 1. This is me talking with mic delay set to 2, 3, 4, and so on. I wouldn't get past about 7 or 8. I don't think you're going to need to have that much of a delay on. And what you do then is you stop your recording and you play it back. You'll make sure you're listening through connected headphones, not Bluetooth or speakers that are built in, nothing that's going to create any delay in it anyway. And as you play it back, you don't have to be a techie or an expert on this. As you watch it, you will know when it just doesn't look right and it's out of sync, and you'll know when it's right. I mean, Rachel, bless her, sitting there on her sunbed, Rachel would say to me, that didn't look right. It's slightly off. It looks a bit like one of those badly dubbed films. So you don't have to be a techie or bring this into an editing software to work out that delay. You can just look at yourself as you're talking, and if you kind of went, yeah, actually that's sitting there at about 2 or 3 frames, let me just record it again, maybe record a little bit longer, and just see, do I really think there seems to be a delay or not? Okay, so this is purely like now, me going live, whether it be going like this out, we're going through Restream out to YouTube and LinkedIn at the minute, Facebook, wherever you're going, this is a thing, nothing to do with the virtual mic. So this has been a great fix that I've been able to do in Ecamm that I haven't been able to do in LinkedIn. So all that's happened now is when I click up here for my output, and I say turn on virtual mic, which it is, I can now come across to, let's actually go into this, and we will just start like this. Okay, we could just do it from the settings, but this is typically how you're going to come in, right? You start up your meeting and you look down here and you choose your camera and your mic. So under your video option, you can choose Ecamm Live Virtual Cam, or you can just still use your normal camera as your output. In fact, I'm going to do that right now because otherwise I'm going to be seeing this screen come through. And then under my microphone, hang on, we need to pull this down a bit because there's too many options on there. Under the microphone, notice that I've now got Ecamm Live Virtual Mic. And so I select it over there. It will remember it, and next time around, it should go straight to those options. But now here I am in my Zoom call. Hopefully there's no smart people that are thinking, I know his Zoom number, I'm going to jump on there. I'm going to turn it off in a second. But it's as simple as that. It really is for you to be able to do this. So let me come out of this live demo mode a second. So does that... Yeah, all we're going to do, we go up to an output in Ecamm, we install the virtual cam. As I say, beta at the minute, but I don't imagine it will be more than a week or two before this is out on the main version. I've no idea. Don't worry, that's not kind of any, not giving anything away there. But it'll be out on the main thing. You'll be able to, with a pro plan, you'll be able to log into this, select that virtual cam. Next time you go into Zoom, instead of you selecting your individual microphone and camera, you can just go Ecamm Virtual Cam, Ecamm Virtual Mic. You will need to have Ecamm open, but that's the whole point of this anyway. Okay, so now you're going to be able to do, there's no point me trying to demonstrate it here because you're all here rather than being over there on Zoom. But if we were on Zoom, I could now play sound effects. I could have that music coming through. And again, because I'm actually working from over here in Ecamm, forget that, I can actually be queuing this up over here. And, I always tend to have this sound levels open in front of me. I've got it there. So I'm in the greens. I'm occasionally just touching into the yellows. That's about where I would have this. If I'm playing a movie clip over here, I would be doing exactly the same thing and just lining up that audio so it sits right. Sound effects, checking that it's all sitting there about right. And I can be doing all of that in advance. I can be jumping around between camera scenes, things like that. All of those clever features that I can do in Ecamm. And I just know that it's all going out there to Zoom. Everything that's happening here is going out to a feed over there. Yeah, we're going to have a look at this. I'm not going into it today, but, we will have a look and I will be demonstrating and showing you how you can be sharing your screen, how you can be writing on screen and things like that and doing all these really cool things as presentations. I know there's like a whiteboard feature that's there in Zoom at the minute, but it's a bit clunky and I don't really like how it kind of pushes you off to this little thumbnail in the corner. We're used to a way slicker presentation using Ecamm, right? Now I need to have a look at some of these questions and comments over here. So Virtual Mic will pick up all sound from Chrome, YouTube, everything. Everything that's coming into your... so this would be under your system audio. You will need to just turn on that echo cancellation. But yeah, absolutely. Anything that's coming in here that you would normally do into your Facebook Live will come through here. Oh, sorry. Still in live demo. Thank you, Owen. Hey, Fulgens. Good to see you. It's all right, it's weird. I'm seeing my own comments in there and realizing it's Owen that's on it. Hey, Robin. Big apology, actually, to Robin over here. I was supposed to be doing a recording with Robin right now. And in my excitement, we booked this and we said, hey, let's go live and talk about this. And I suddenly went, oh, no, I'm supposed to be on doing a recording with Robin. So thank you for your patience, Robin. I feel like I should give you a shout out there. So when will it stop being in beta? Honestly, don't know. Typically what happens is, once this thing is stable and we're all happy that it's good and there's no feedback coming back saying otherwise, it gets pushed out into the next version. So am I right that we need to download the beta version before we can make those choices in preferences? Sorry, Sharon, if you're meaning what I was doing there with putting that delay in, no, you can do that. You don't need to be in beta to do that. That's there right now. Use Ecamm and Zoom. What is the challenge without virtual mic? I don't have any problems to my knowledge. So if if you're not playing any audio over in your Ecamm presentation, if it's purely you on camera like this coming out through Zoom, then yeah, you don't need to be doing it. If you're finding that you're not having any issues with this being out of sync and you're not needing to correct that inside of Ecamm, then absolutely you might find it's fine without it. As I say, that's been the problem for me, is that this has been out of sync with the camera. And yeah, if I don't even bother trying to play audio clips and things like that, because I just know I then need to set that up. Beta and production versions of Ecamm can, yes, thank you. Mic goes through the mixer board. You got it set for a delay to 5 frames. Yeah, absolutely, Mark. And some of you will be doing this and you'll be more advanced users and you kind of got this. To be honest, I tend to see people that are saying, what's going wrong? Why am I not getting sound? I did this big presentation and Ecamm went wrong, and and I'm saying, no, it doesn't actually send audio. Well, now it can and it does. So yeah, if you've got it sussed and you're already putting delays and things in with other hardware, fantastic. But for those of us that haven't got that, yeah, this is a fantastic way to be able to do it. And I love the simplicity of how you can, like I just demonstrated, work out that delay and add it in as you go. Hey, Anna's in as well. I am looking forward to seeing a whole load of you at Social Media Marketing World in not too many weeks, actually. Mike says, so smooth and simple. Yeah. And this is... yeah, this is absolutely me, Mike. I know you can get mixes, you can do this stuff, you can do loop back and all of these things, but I'm always, how can I simplify this? How can I make this as easy as possible? It's the whole kind of reason behind what we do in our Pro Video Academy. What is the simplest route to this? And it's what we do over here as well. So yeah, really pleased about this update. Question, super easy. Earlier you said there were situations we would still need a loop back. So yes, Dirk, that would really be if you were doing an interview and your guest was coming here into Ecamm, but you wanted it to go out to Zoom, that's okay. Going that way is fine. But if somebody on Zoom came on, you're doing this interview and someone there in the chat over on Zoom asks a question, that audio coming from Zoom back into Ecamm so that your guest can hear it, that's kind of where you're going to get into problems. So you would still need to use loopback in that scenario. I think that's about the only way we do it. You can be using loopback, and we've done it in the past where we've, for instance, connected in Spotify or something, and so it takes that track as well. But we can do that in Ecamm now. We could just bring those tracks and things into Ecamm. It's what we tend to do, is queue it up in sound effects if we want to do that and play music. So yeah. How to insert a poll? Not quite sure where you're on about doing this over in Zoom, or are we talking about LinkedIn? Not quite sure where you're going there, motion builders. But it's not anything that we can help you on this theme of call. Let me know what you mean there, Owen, or I can come back to you. Well, we still need loopback. I don't think so. Loopback I don't think it's an annual plan, is it? When you buy loopback, you've got it. So, keep hold of it there. But you certainly don't need to be going out and buying it. So David's got a mixer as well. Very happy with that. Yep, brilliant. Don't have to share audio when playing your video or music. All right, so yeah. But Edwin, keep it in mind. It's if you're on a pro plan, which I'm guessing you probably are, if you're already sending the virtual camera out to Zoom. Now you know that if an opportunity came up, maybe you had a really good testimonial video or something like that, or you decided you want to just have a little bell sound or a timer clock going up there that had some clicking or something going with it, you can now just step things up by adding that audio into this if you wanted to. If you use it as a separate program on the Mac, does it pick up your scenes libraries? Yeah, absolutely. It's identical. I don't know how it does it. Never used it yet. Do you have to recreate your scenes? Right, so answering the same thing. No, you don't. How do you sync your scenes from Ecamm to Ecamm Beta? Yep. So a lot of the questions around the same thing. Honestly, load up Ecamm Beta and you will find it is identical. You won't know which of the two you're in apart from the name at the top telling you. And you might get a few new features in the beta that you haven't in the other. Brilliant. Now let's see if we got any questions about this. Right, okay. Nice watching on LinkedIn. Can hit the feedback emote. Yeah, super. And Neil, this is really interesting. This is this is the first time we've done this onto LinkedIn. Now I'm sitting here. It makes no difference to me because I'm sitting here and I've just got my comments tab open in front of me. YouTube has been our biggest channel and platform. There's a few things I don't like about YouTube Live. And I don't like that you can't kind of reply to people. It isn't nested. I would always have said I preferred Facebook for the fact that I can go back through afterwards and just comment and like people's comments and things like that. And I can't do that on YouTube. You know, I can't. If I went back afterwards, I'm now in the comments and it's totally different space. They're not linked at all. They're not connected at all. And so I'm excited to see this. I'll be interested to hear Owen's feedback on it. And we're actually going to be doing a live again in 2 days. We're going to do it over onto LinkedIn, and we'll just really be saying, what's our feedback? What are we thinking to this? And we'd love to hear from you guys as well that are used to going live on LinkedIn. I think we're very late to the party. We didn't get approved for a long time. But yeah, I'm just genuinely looking, going, is this the platform we should be on? Brian's been telling me for a long time we need to get on here. So what's the added benefit of being on beta? Really just to get features like this early. You can wait and it'll be out in a matter of weeks, I'm sure. Yeah, I just love... And I think it depends. We're all wired differently, aren't we? Those sort of early adopters, it's like the people that want to be at the front of the queue when the new Apple phone comes out or something like that. And then there are those that are like, no, let them, or doing a new update to the latest version of your Mac OS or something. There are those that are like, yep, I'm straight in. And others go, hang on, I'm just going to wait until they've all sussed this out and then I'll come in later. So it depends where you are and it depends how you're wired, really. There's not a right and a wrong, is there? But I love to be at the front of the queue and yeah, I can't wait for it to go out. So will this work with guests joining in Ecamm? Will it pick up their audio as well? Yes. So as maybe this came in before I just answered that one, but yes, it will, but they're not going to hear any chat that goes on in Zoom using this plugin. Well, it's not a plugin, it's in here. Does that make sense? Big advantage playing video and other audio. Yep. Embedded in Keynote presentations. Yes, good idea. Yeah, so you could, you can run these as a screen share in Zoom anyway. I just think it's a so much nicer experience the way we can put ourselves in a picture-in-picture here in Ecamm, or maybe we go green screen and sit in front of that slide and things. Yeah, I always kind of... I haven't been a huge fan of Zoom for the fact that it always feels like I'm going backwards when I go over there and use it. I'm used to being here in Ecamm. I'm loving the design elements, all the things that I can do over here. And I go to Zoom and go, oh, so it's just me. And I can't do all that stuff. So, yeah, I'm really glad. This really is opening things up. Okay, we did answer that one. How do you get the beta version? Ecamm.com/beta. I think it's previously up there. Actually, I've just answered it. Aren't I good? Instagram streaming coming soon. That's nothing to do with Ecamm. That's Instagram that have locked that one down, and they don't let anybody come in from a desktop computer. Yes, I know someone's going to say they're a software that will let you hack it and get in that way. I would never encourage that or suggest that because you could lose your Instagram account. Yeah, don't go there. What's this? Yeah, for bringing it all to Ecamm audio into Zoom. Yeah, isn't it cool? So other people, host panelists, others in meeting style in Zoom would not be heard, but guests via Ecamm would be heard. Yeah, so it depends what you're trying to do, Nicker, and I think if for instance, maybe I'm bringing a guest on and, instead of, maybe we're doing a webinar type presentation and we don't expect to have chat there. We're just going to look at the chat, the comments that are coming in over there in Zoom. It's fine. It's a little bit more tricky. It's doable, but it's a little bit more tricky to set it up using loopback so that it brings the audio back through. It's kind of, because it's hearing the microphone several times, and yeah, if that's what you're trying to do, then this update isn't going to solve that problem completely. Think of it as being one way. This is sending video and audio from Ecamm into Zoom, but it's not going to bring it back from Zoom for your guests to hear. Does that make sense? Install beta, did reset the Stream Deck. Yeah, not sure actually with beta and Stream Deck, Owen. Thoughts? I don't know actually. It's a really good question actually. Does it kind of change things, or does it just...
There are some early features that aren't in normal. They're in the Stream Deck app, but it shouldn't be.
No, it should recognize whether you're in beta or in the standard plan though. Yeah, Owen's just saying there might be some updates that are there in beta that's sort of throwing it out, but yeah, fantastic. Right, we'll wrap this up in a few minutes. It was just sort of an introduction and a shout out about this and let you know about it. Any questions before we go? I'm just going to quickly scanning down here. Is the virtual mic stereo or mono when coming in Zoom? Pass. I would think mono. I haven't actually looked to see how that comes into Zoom. Maybe somebody else knows the answer to that one. For a larger room, Zoom will sit down. Yeah. Right now, this is a very good point. So, Stephen, I was just talking with Katie yesterday about this, actually, because this has been an issue in that when we're using Ecamm and I'm bringing up slides or even like overlays and things, when it comes into Zoom and it sees it like as it sees it as a camera feed, and it's coming in as Zoom is shrinking down that camera size to a 360p resolution. And that's just not a good enough resolution for us to be able to see this text on. So Katie did mention to me that, and it's over there in the Ecamm community as well, there's a post in there talking about it, that Zoom are actually able to, for us Ecamm users that are doing presentations like this, we can contact them, we can put in a support ticket. I've just done it within the last hour and put in a support ticket requesting that they can upgrade it to a HD version of the feed. So that's really exciting. There will be no reason why they would downgrade the audio. It's just a microphone that's coming in. It's not that the difference is in Zoom, it's a screen share and it sees it as that, but it sees when we're sharing from Ecamm in as a virtual camera, it's just seeing it as a camera. And so it's thinking it's just like this with a face on camera, so it downgrades the quality. So audio, no problem, but there is a way, and I will be reporting back on that hopefully we find out and see that improving. How hard is it to get approved? Sharon, I am not the person to be asking. I have submitted so many times and I'm going, look, I'm training for Ecamm and I'm trying to show people how to use it. But there is a form you can fill out. There are lots of things that you can do to improve it. If you can be posting videos up, if you can be active on LinkedIn anyway, then they are looking at it and going, yeah, let's let you in. But I think a lot more people are getting in now. It's a lot easier to do. Hey, Martin, good to see you. Didn't recognize you in your profile picture there. Tried virtual mic in LinkedIn Live today. All worked except you screwed up the mic volume. Oh dear. Where are we? Any last things? I got a talking head. Yeah, a little bit darker than normal maybe, but yeah, looks like you got a new virtual mic to try. Absolutely. Super. Are there functions that Loopback does that this add-on will not do? There's a lot to, Loopback isn't just for what we're doing here. Loopback is pulling in from any kind of audio source that you've got, and it will mix it and it will do clever things. It'll mute the mic going in and out and things like this. Yeah, there's a lot of functionality to it, but sorry, I'm just reading Christian's. I'm terrible. Yeah, for what we're doing here, for the basics of me just being able to sync up audio in Ecamm and send that across, or play a video or sound effects and send that across, absolutely, this is all that you need. Thank you, Christian. Yeah, dual mono is what you get through there. Thank you. How do you like using LinkedIn Live so far? Eagerly awaiting the thoughts. Yeah, to be honest, I need to wait and talk to Owen, because Owen's the one who's sitting there actually watching it as it's going. From me, sitting here, it's no different. All I've got in front of me, here is my comments window. And so I can see a little note on here saying where people are coming in from, but it actually in a user case like this, for me as the presenter, it's no different. It's lovely to think that we can go out. We're just trying to get our heads around the whole personal profile or business page. I think we've kind of come up with the answer, or you guys have been telling us, which we appreciate. But we're genuinely trying this out. We want to do the best job of it, and ultimately so that we can add this into our academy, we can make videos and train other people and just make this an easy transition for you as well. Just pay for Pro and go to creator mode for LinkedIn, for Linked Live. Okay, right. Great update, says Stephen. Good stuff. Yeah, absolutely, Gary. Should do for sure. Owen's just saying, yeah, there's a little check that, yeah, check out the video that we've done. It's on the channel on here. If you type in Ecamm into MS Teams, you'll see that video. Right. Okay. Yeah, go grab a Stream Deck. Absolutely. So before I leave you, just to say then, we're going to come back here Friday, and yeah, we're playing with this. We're trying to see what we think to using LinkedIn. That will really be just a roundup, really, and hopefully we've got some people with some thoughts and some tips on what we can do with LinkedIn Live, how we should be using it. That would be really good to do. And if you're interested in Zoom and you're already using this, we are going to be doing next weekend, not this weekend, but the following weekend, we are going to be doing something that we haven't really done before. We're going to do a full-length training session. You're hearing it first. We reckon we're probably going to be on for about 4 hours straight doing training, teaching you how to set up your scenes, how to get ready for it from the Ecamm side of it, and then how we're going to send that across to Zoom, and really we're calling it, you're going to master Zoom in a weekend. So that's the plan. That's what we're going to do. We'll do training on the Friday night, and then on the Saturday and on the Sunday, we're going to be coming on and doing Q&A calls with you in Zoom, so that you can actually practice, and all the things that you'll have learned and put together, you're going to come back on, and in Zoom, you will actually come on and bring those slides on. You'll try bringing some clips on, things like that. So we will get a message out about that, and we will let you know all about it. But if you're on LinkedIn, please do follow us. And well, I'm saying the page, kind of follow the page or like the page or whatever you do on LinkedIn. By the sound of it, everyone's saying just go on your personal profile. So as long as you're kind of following us over there, you'll get a note. If you're on YouTube, but you do have a LinkedIn account, then please do come over. There's a link in the description. We would absolutely love it if you could support us over on LinkedIn as we're trying to grow out a channel over there. We don't want you to miss anything. There we go. 4 hours master plan. Come on. Absolutely, John. When's the weekend? Yeah, Maggie, it'll be... What's the date, Owen? It's not this weekend coming. It's the following. So, are we about the 11th? Yeah, the 11th. It'll be the 11th. All right. Those of you, Maggie, you'll get an email from me and John anyway. Okay, I think we leave it there. Thank you so much for being here. Hope you've enjoyed that. And keep any questions coming about this. Go ahead and try it. It's totally free to try the beta if you're already on Ecamm Pro anyway. Go and have a look at it. See what you think to it. Get all those sync issues and things sorted out. It can go into Zoom. And I think this is really going to open the door for those of you that want to use Ecamm into Zoom. Thank you, Ecamm. I absolutely love this feature. Really excited for it. You've made my life a lot easier. Okay, thank you so much. I will see you soon, guys. All the best.